company that...
A staff of the company speaks on the impact the company has made in his life alongside other staff.
The salary has never a day maybe been held for some months or thereabout. So well, we believe.
The contract staff, we have about 90. These are the ones that work directly with the company. The farmers are not included. The transporters are not included.
Bido Commercials Limited and the Farm Live Food that are into ginger processing have also created jobs for citizens in their host communities.
We grew up and saw our parents producing ginger. We inherited from them, our children are inheriting from us. And this is the first ginger processing factory in this community. That's the number one and most important benefit, because we have added value to ginger chain here.
I'm so happy to have started my career here. After my CVC, I was actually recommended to work here by someone who have worked it during my CVC. So I must say, Fana has actually helped has given me a lot of industrial experience. It has helped my intelligent quotient, how to relate to people, how to work with people, how to supervise people, how to organize a work function. It has actually assisted all in various ways, like when it comes to finances.
The smallholder farmers who have gotten processing equipment from the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development have also made great impact in engaging their family members and, by extension, other members of their communities.
I process tomatoes a lot, and everybody in my house is part of the process. It's either doing sorting, washing, grinding, boiling, or even the packaging. So there's nobody that, they don't even have time to go out. We are engaged in the house. So if every woman will engage her children, honestly, we will have a healthier society. Because nobody will go out and look for trouble. Everybody is doing what he or she knows how to do best for the benefit of the family and for the benefit of the community.
Investing in the processing chain of the agricultural sector has great potentials for wealth and job creation. It is always rewarding for the nation. This is the much we can take on this episode. Thank you very much for investing your time with us. Join us again, same time, same station, next week for another interesting episode. I am Gabriel Ojile. Have a great weekend and bye for now.
Hey, beautiful. Your eyes, your smile are all begging me to take you home tonight. Now reading page 3. Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Intel 4G. Intel. Live more.
Music is fuel that fires up our soul. Today, African music has a dominant place on the world map. This massive music movement creating waves across the globe.
I have seen the evolution and the growth of this industry.
But every movement starts with a story. And the best place to start any story is at the very beginning.
It's harmonious energy that can only have come from Africa.
The
The need to improve the quality and quantity of goods and services available for consumption in Nigeria is critical in increasing total wealth and improving our well-being.
The National Productivity Center has the mandate to impact productivity consciousness in all sectors of the Nigerian economy, as well as build skills and competences for the enhancement of national and international competitiveness.
Productivity is teamwork. Let us join hands together to make Nigeria a productive and prosperous nation.
National Productivity Center, promoting productivity in our nation.
The National Broadcasting Commission has observed with concern the misuse of the airwaves to propagate incendiary materials by different groups in some broadcasting stations in recent times. While appreciating the need for educating, informing, and enlightening the public on issues bordering on our national development, the Commission wishes to seize this opportunity to advise broadcasters to be circumspect in the handling of news and current affairs programs by exhibiting the necessary professionalism. Consequently, the Commission implores broadcasters to advise guests and/or analysts on their platforms not to polarize the citizenry with divisive rhetorics in driving home their points. Ensure that every news and current affairs program conforms with the provision of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code. Take their social responsibility requirements seriously. Therefore, the Commission reminds broadcasters to be guided by the provisions of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code, especially the underlisted sections 5.3.3b. The broadcasters shall, in using political materials for news and current affairs programs, avoid hate speech, inflammatory, derogatory, and divisive remarks or allusions. 5.4.1f. The broadcaster shall not transmit divisive material that may threaten or compromise the indivisibility and indissolubility of Nigeria as a sovereign state. 5.5.6. The broadcaster shall have a delay mechanism to guard against possible undesirable content. Please note that every broadcast station is responsible for the content it transmits and shall be held liable for any content in violation of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code. Be advised. Signed, Malam Balarebe Shehu Ilela, Director General, Announcer.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile device to watch NTA. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile device to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
Inshallah, we will deliver despite all the challenges around.
Power sector reform, President Buhari engages minister. Federal government procures mega transformers to stabilize nationwide power supply. President Buhari's approval for payment of security debarment allowance infuses military veterans.
Engage government, security agencies, and anyone that can help us within the country and outside the country.
New president of CAN assumes office, promises open door policy. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the Network News. I am Elizabeth Omori. We are live in Abuja, the nation's capital. Michael Olale joins us from Lagos and Aminat Saidu will join us later from Kaduna. Do remember to start following this newscast live on our website nta.ng/live as well as other social media platforms displayed on the screen. We begin with electrification. The Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, has described as erroneous, misleading and mischievous the insinuation in some quarters that the national grid collapsed 5 times this year alone, putting the records straight after an audience with President Muhammadu Buhari on the situation in the power sector. The minister was emphatic that the grid never collapsed under his watch. Status correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, was in the State House to bring President Muhammadu Buhari up to speed on the level of execution of the Siemens power deal with Nigeria. The implementation agreement signed in 2019 with the German consortium is aimed at improving the quantity and quality of power supply in the country for sustainable growth and development of the economy.
I'm glad to share with you now that yesterday, we have performed the equipment factory acceptance test of the 10 Mobitra transformers. September, 2 of them will arrive. October, 2 of them will arrive. November 3, December 2, January 1. Then the 10 mobile substations will start arriving in January up to through to May. I want to assure Nigerians that we are on top of the situation. We should all have patience, and inshallah we will deliver despite all the challenges around. So Siemens is going on well, being delivered in 3 phases. First phase 7,000 megawatts, second phase 11,000, the third phase 25,000 megawatts. Simply, the president said he's happy. He has been seeing our hard work. As a result of the hard work, he has seen the result.
The minister, who also briefed the president on the frequent power outages experienced recently in the country, said his ministry is not leaving anything to chance towards achieving stability on the national grid. He, however, said, contrary to the widely held belief in some quarters, the outages were not as a result of the national grid collapse.
Once you say something has collapsed, it takes time to resuscitate that thing.
So what is it called if it is not grid collapse?
Yes, I want to say it is a grid disturbance, which we have experienced 5 times, not 7 times. Why I say grid disturbance, the grid stands. But once something affects it, certain power plants will shut down and take away some quantity of electricity abruptly. And once that happens, the grid will wobble, the frequency will change. And for the grid to be safe from damage, it will sense that frequency fluctuation and it will start shutting down. The plants will shut down, the whole grid will shut down. And when that happens, our engineers and the control center will isolate that particular problem area. And immediately, 30 minutes, we will start returning back the grid. The grid has never stayed for that long that it could be termed grid collapse. We are doing a lot of interventions. We are bringing a lot of reforms into the sector to ensure that we provide electricity to Nigerians, to take it to a level where it will support the economy of $500 billion and a population of over 200 million.
Abubakar Aliyu assured Nigerians that fixing the power sector as a key priority for the Buhari presidency is a task that must be done. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government has taken steps to address frequent cases of grid disturbance and stabilize it for improved power supply with procurement of 10 mega transformers. The intervention is under the federal government Siemens deal, which targets rehabilitation, expansion and modernization of the national grid. Joshua Ujito tells us more.
Since the partial privatization of the power sector, the Nigeria electricity supply industry has been grappling with challenges of grid instability, inadequate capacity of the transmission arm, rail power, among other impediments, with consumers lamenting over power supply. Federal government steps in and contracted Siemens Energy to upgrade, expand and modernize transmission network to enable it to wheel electricity generated to end users, as well as increase generation capacity. So far, 10 units of 132-33 kV and 60 by 66 MVA transformers have been constructed, with factory acceptance tests successfully carried out at the Siemens factory in Italy. First set of the transformers are expected to arrive Nigeria by September this year for onward installation. In addition to 10 mega transformers, mobile substations also expected to be delivered under the first phase of the Presidential Power Initiative. On the mandate of the Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, federal government delegation witnessed the factory acceptance test of the mega transformers in Italy. Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu has been engaging Siemens Energy to fast-track implementation of the Presidential Power Initiative to address challenges across the value chain of the power sector. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
To other news, the Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, has approved the payment of Security Debarment Allowance (SDA) to the deserving retired military officers and personnel. In a statement, the Minister of Defense, Major General Bashir Salih Magashi, highlighted the details for the payment. The sum of 134,749,953,243 naira 69 kobo is to be paid to ELA-excluded veterans who retired before 9th of November 2017, while the outstanding SDA allowance will be paid over a period of 3 to 5 years. The statement adds that the Defense Minister has taken steps to facilitate seamless payment of the SDA to qualified veterans through the review of the effective date of the Manual for Financial Administration, MAFA 2017, to be handled by the Defense Headquarters, while the verification of veterans for the payment will be done by the Military Pensions Board. The Nigerian Army is enhancing its peace support operations with capacity building and other strategies. The Chief of Operations, Nigerian Army, Major General Olufemi Akinjobi, who spoke on this at the closing of the Maiden Nigerian Army Peace Support Operations seminar in Abuja, says the military is mindful of the emerging internal security challenges.
The Nigerian Army will continue to balance its participation in peace support operations vis-a-vis the ongoing internal security issues we have. This is also considering that our internal security operations could be supported from Accra to Nigeria from the United Nations.
Participants from military and paramilitary security agencies expressed confidence that the program will promote synergy and improve joint operations among security agencies to stem internal security threats in different parts of the country.
And it will assist, in very robust coordination and cooperation, in future operations. The popular discourse is that because we are facing all these challenges, we don't need to participate in peace support operations anymore. But I think the challenges of this time show us that there's actually a connection between our internal challenges and the ones that are happening with our neighbors and in the international community.
The seminar focused on Nigeria's contemporary peace support operations environment. The Inspector General of Police Usman Al-Kali Baba has inaugurated a committee to review documents from the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit for the effective functioning of the Financial Action Task Force. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi indicates that the committee headed by DCP Adegbite Olaolu is to provide data on anti-money laundering, counter-financing terrorism and counter-proliferation finance to determine strategic modalities to tackle insecurity and financial crimes. In order to enhance the provision of security in Abuja, the nation's capital, the FCT administration has taken steps to bolster the G7 security operations, which involve collaboration with states that are contiguous to the FCT. FCT Commissioner of Police Sunday Babaji gave this indication during the monthly FCT Security Committee meeting in Abuja. Onozi Yakubu has more.
FCT Security Committee meeting was chaired by the FCT Minister Muhammad Musa Bello. After intensive deliberations at the meeting, the FCT Commissioner of Police, Babaji Sunday, disclosed that the reinvigoration of the G7 security operations will see to the commencement of security actions and procedures by members of the G7. This will involve taking the fight to the bandits and terrorists in their camps, mostly located in states bordering the FCT.
Minister of FCT has approved the commencement of G7 operation immediately so that we take the fight to the bandits, not to allow them to come to the FCT.
I met with some security commissioners in the neighboring states, for instance Niger State, and they have guaranteed us that they are going to participate in the G7 operation. They even guaranteed that they will assist us with some equipment if we need.
The meeting had in attendance heads of the various military formations and paramilitary organizations in the FCT, religious and traditional leaders, as well as the area council chairman. Onuze Yakubu, NTA News.
Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu is assuring the people of the state of government's commitment to securing lives and property. Governor Akeredolu stated this when he visited the scene of the Owo Construction Company attack and urged the people of the community to go about their normal activities as the situation is under control. Abiola Ariyo reports.
Cranbrook Construction Company, which has over 100 workers, was recently attacked, leaving 2 persons injured and currently receiving treatment at the Federal Medical Center.
So it's clear to us that the intention of the terrorists was to attack 1 or 2 equipment here, which they did. I'm sure they will have shown you part of where they have the explosive affected the tire and probably the shot at the windscreen of one vehicle. This is not one that will send unnecessary panic or fear into the mind of our people.
The governor emphasized that his administration will continue to protect lives and property of the citizenry across the 3 senatorial districts of Ondo State. In Owo, Abiola Ariyo, NTA News.
A bit on bilateral relations, the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture and the Spanish Embassy in Nigeria have announced plans to jointly organize a music festival for upcoming talents. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed and the Spanish ambassador to Nigeria disclosed this in Abuja. Anthony Forsen reports.
The festival, they said, will provide for young Nigerians the opportunity to showcase their talents, as those who excel will be invited to musical festivals in Spain to give them exposure and a platform to showcase their talent. Lai Mohammed said Nigeria and Spain share diversity and creativity as he looks forward to deepening relations with Spain in the area of culture, tourism, and the creative industry.
Cultural diplomacy today is probably much more effective and it's faster and it achieves much more than the hardcore diplomacy. The bureaucracy of hardcore diplomacy in terms of officialdom is easily overcome through cultural diplomacy.
The minister equally expressed gratitude on plans by the Spanish embassy to endow a chair in Spanish language at the University of Lagos to encourage the teaching of Spanish language in Nigeria.
When you have a major artist from one country going to play in another country, because to me it is the real diplomacy. But this is where the Spanish, the average Spaniard will actually interact and meet with the average Nigeria or understand Nigeria through our music.
So it's a project that we've done in other countries, and Nigeria is definitely missing in that list. We call it Vis-a-Vis. It is a program that would bring us to organize kind of a context of the bands, I mean a context of musicians, young musicians, that will have as a prize for those selected the possibility of playing in the very relevant music spring and summer festivals in Spain.
The Spanish ambassador to Nigeria maintained that cultural relations will bring both countries closer. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA.
Nigeria and Mexico have agreed to strengthen agribusiness to further boost diplomatic relations between the two nations. To this end, Mexico is to open her doors for Nigeria to export hibiscus worth more than $600 million. This is coming as Turkey partners Niger State on revenue generation and youth empowerment. Details with Musa Aliu.
Nigeria is the major exporter of hibiscus to Mexico, used in the production of beverage. In 2017, hibiscus worth more than $35 million in 2,000 containers were exported to Mexico. However, along the line, issues relating to quality and standard came up, and export was therefore suspended.
Hibiscus is one of the products that we've been exporting to Mexico. In fact, it's one of the flagship products that we have. And we have been doing quite well on it until we had the issue of capabilities.
But this meeting between Nigerian Minister of Agriculture Muhammad Mahmoud Abubakar and Mexican ambassador to Nigeria has resolved some of the major issues.
Mexico is willing to work hand by hand, open to the visit in order that we can share our knowledge, because the most important thing is knowledge.
The minister said the agreement will lead to robust diplomatic relationship, strategic trading, as well as rewarding traffic for trade.
So once we reduce those losses, that means increased profit, more money for the farmers, and even GDP of the country will increase.
In another development, Turkey has agreed to work with Niger State government towards improving the internally generated revenue of the state. The partnership will also include environmental development and youth and women empowerment.
See that the practice, the agricultural practice, changes from that of subsistence to commercial agriculture, so that it can provide for over 200 million people.
The other meetings with various businessmen focused on health, agriculture, livestock, infrastructure, renewable energy, and hospitality. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
You're watching the network news on NTA. Let's take a break. The news continues shortly.
Oh, God, they make a run use your phone, Daddy. Guy, what did you blow line now? Baba, calm down now. So this side I while they give me stress. They don't even block my line.
But my glow NIN league is simple pass now.
Eh?
Simple. Just dial star 109 hash. Take way to do. See. Take, give my phone.
What if I don't get NIN before?
Simple. Just go any glow word now. Once you go get your NIN. Yeah.
Eh? Yes. I get plenty guys who don't link their NIN until now their phone still get blocked.
Then when they go any glow word now, once they go block their line.
I know I'll make I use your own phone for now. I go start my own later.
Guy, talk plenty talk. You know when I link my line, Glow that me plenty bonus. Yes, now and when you link your own line, Glow will dash you up to 20,000 naira bonus. 20,000? Yes, so 20,000 naira bonus.
Yeah, ma'am. With you. Yeah, I don't link my NIN.
This bonus now for both you and existing customers. So.
Flood is a nature-induced disaster exacerbated by human activity that has affected thousands of people over the years, with many lives lost and properties destroyed. Seasonal forecast has revealed the possible flooding in some states as a result of torrential rainfall. To mitigate and avert the impact of the flood, do not build houses along waterways. Provide proper drainage. Evacuate from flood-prone areas immediately to safer ground. Stop blocking waterways and channels. Adhere to early warning alerts. Always listen to weather forecasts. Take warnings from relevant authorities seriously. Disaster management is everybody's business. This message is from the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. NEMA, for the sake of the distressed.
The Honorable Minister of Environment, Barrister Mohammed H. Abdullahi, and the Honorable Minister of State for the Environment, Honorable Odum Udi, invite regular institutional stakeholders in the environment sector to the 16th National Council on Environment with the theme Pursuit of Zero Emission, a new trajectory towards global environment renaissance. Date Tuesday 2nd to Thursday 4th August 2022. Time 9 a.m. daily. Venue NAF Conference Center, Kado, Abuja. Announcer Engineer Hassan Musa, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Environment.
We are committed to the unity of our great country, Nigeria. Let us support our armed forces. Let us stand together with them. Let us stand for them.
Our symbol of unity, the gallant men and women of the armed forces on land, air, and sea,
who have continuously put their life on the line, protecting our life, humanity, and nation.
Let us join them and stick together as one,
irrespective of
our misunderstanding, be it political, cultural, or ideological.
Our uniqueness is our oneness, our strength is our diversity.
Let us stand by, stand with, and support our armed forces to keep this nation together.
Nigeria is my own. Nigeria is your own. Nigeria is our own.
Madam, give me a Risco tomato paste.
See, instead, I will give you buttered tomato.
Mbano, Otio, Babu. Be like saying that people like you, the wicked our country people. You see this Risco, Then take correct natural ingredients, make them. If not made in Nigeria, like a Risco, Richiko, or Nachiko tomato paste, get many benefits. You help grow our economy. Put them inside mouth is sweet and it dig the one for body.
Buy a Risco, Richiko, or Nachiko 100% natural tomato paste. Buy made in Nigeria. Buy a Risco product.
The Catholic Archdiocese of Jos, Nigeria, the principal, staff, and students of St. Marumba College cordially invite the general public to the 2022 Graduation and Thanksgiving Mass Speech and Prize Giving Day and the launching of her annual magazine under the distinguished chairmanship of Sir John Ejo Ezugu, KSJI. Date, Saturday, 30th July 2022. Venue, St. Marumba College Hall, Jos, Plateau State. Time, 9 a.m. prompt. Chief host, His Grace, Most Reverend Dr. Matthew Ishaya Audu, Catholic Archbishop of Jos. Host, Very Reverend Joseph Choji, Principal, St. Marumba College. Co-host, Mrs. Rose Agu. Special guest of honor, Barrister T. Veshima. Guest speaker, Mr. Joseph Gora. Chief launcher, Inspector Goyol Andrew. Mother of the day, Mrs. Edwina Jingo. Chairlady, Mrs. Helen John Wafo. Noble fathers of the day, all fathers of graduates. Noble mothers of the day, all mothers of graduates. Father of the day, Sir Stephen Dajan Dagoet, KSM JP. For further inquiries, please contact Mojeku Assumpta Uche on 0803-452-5062 or Bowman IS on 0806-969-4206.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. Borno State Government, in collaboration with Victims Support Fund, officially flagged off return and resettlement of 4 internally displaced persons camps in Maiduguri, the state capital. The voluntary return and resettlement of IDPs is in line with Kampala Convention, which signifies official closure of the 4 camps involved, housing thousands of displaced persons. Mohammed Goni reports.
The 4 camps affected in this phase of return and resettlement exercise include Dalori 1 and Dalori 2 camps, Gubio Road Camp, and Muna El Badawi Camp, all located in Maiduguri metropolis, supported by the VSF, costing 1.7 billion naira. The return package presented to the returnees comprises food and non-food items, as well as cash support. 100,000 naira was given to each male and female heads of households, while 50,000 naira was equally given to married women as part of livelihood support, in addition to kitchen utensils for women. Beneficiaries of the return package were elated by the gesture extended to them, saying they are ready to return home to pick up the pieces of their lives. Professor Wagana Omar Azlum applauded the VSF's continued support to the Borno State government, including rebuilding public infrastructures and facilities across the state, total support for the return and resettlement of IDPs.
We can no longer keep them in IDP camps. They are growing prostitution in IDP camps. They are going
progression without care and having becomes. Now the having become is no more sustainable.
This cash support is to help them go back to the sort of things that they do. So if they were farmers, it's to help them go back to the farm. If they were small businessmen and women, it's to also help them to go back.
Chairman, Borno State Civil Service Commission, Dr. Bala Amali Gubio, and the Director General Sema Yabawa Kolo noted the leadership style of Governor Zulum, which they said led to resettlement of more communities, and appreciated VSF for its continued support, which contributed to upliftment of the living standard of the people in the state. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
In other news, Governor Aminu Bello Masari says collaboration and support in the health sector will complement government's efforts that will bring about efficient service delivery across healthcare value chains in the state. He stated this at the inauguration of 24-bed comprehensive female ward named after late Hajia Maria Idris Masari, mother of the governor.
The 24-bed capacity female ward was constructed in Katsina General Hospital and donated to the state government as a contribution to the healthcare delivery sector by an indigene of the state. The female ward, which is provided with the state-of-the-art facilities, will serve women on admission for treatment in the hospital. Governor Aminu Bello Masari, while inaugurating the project, said robust collaboration in the healthcare sector will bring about efficient service delivery.
To train teachers from Kaduna. We train them to go outside and be ambassadors of Kaduna and be resource people of Kaduna. They bring wealth, experience, and prosperity to Kaduna. We didn't train them to remain here.
More people came here. Say, oh, I got this answer. That is the next one of them on you. It puts a person's interest in the interest of others. It is there in the Holy Quran, in the Bible also.
The inauguration of the hospital ward also includes the presentation of Hospital Friends Committee. Awal Haliru, NTA News.
The passage of tertiary health institution bills by the National Assembly is to further give support to existing primary and secondary healthcare facilities to function effectively. This is by the House Committee on Health Institutions, taking inputs from stakeholders on the relevance of the health bills at a public hearing. John Yako reports.
4 out of the 5 bills are for legal framework for the upgrade and conversion of Wesley Guild Hospital Elisha to Federal Medical Center Elisha, Osun State, a bill to establish a Federal Medical Center Dadinkoa, Kano State, a bill for the establishment of Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, Obuafia, Okunanu, Enugu State, and the order for the establishment of Federal Medical Center Akpogo in Kano West, Enugu State. Sponsors of the bills want to bring tertiary healthcare service closer to more communities.
And it is also strategically located within an enclave that borders directly to our local government, Ningi local government of Bauchi State.
And it is my view very strongly that we should have a health institution that allows for the best of hands in terms of management capacity.
Stakeholders are in agreement with 4 of the bills except the 5th, which seeks to amend the University Teaching Hospital to restructure the composition of the governing board and other matters.
The University Teaching Hospital, starting with the University College Hospital Ibadan, were established primarily for the purpose of training the medical students. No other medicine attracts the teaching hospital except the medical students. That is why once there's a medical school, a teaching hospital comes. If there's no medical student, there is no teaching hospital. It becomes an FNC.
The committee says it will do its best to fulfill the dreams of these health institutions in furtherance of the 9th Assembly's legislative agenda. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
In a bit from the court, the Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talin, has commended the judiciary for the triumph of justice in the case of Hanifa Abubakar, the 6-year-old pupil who was abducted and subsequently murdered by a scoop proprietor, Abdulmalik Tanko, and another accomplice, Hashimu Ishaku. In the judgment by Justice Usman Naaba of the Kano High Court, the accused persons were sentenced to death by hanging on 5 counts. The minister applauds the efforts of the Kano State Government, Prosecution Council, Attorneys General of Kano State and other actors for ensuring speedy trial. The judgment, she says, will serve as deterrent to others as well as restore the confidence of the public in the judicial system in Nigeria. The new president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Daniel Oko, has formally taken office, promising an open door policy as a way of harnessing divergent views for progress of the church and country. Joseph Otsen reports.
A change of pattern as the outgoing president of CAN, Samson Ayokunle, presents certificate of return to the newly elected president, Daniel Oko.
We need to continue to dialogue with people of other faith so that we might be on the same page of peace and progress.
Before the new leadership is the task of sustaining the association's quest for national unity amidst some challenges.
Engage government, security agencies, and anyone that can help us within the country and outside the country.
As the church seeks unity in the body of Christ, it is also emphasizing that active participation in politics is not forbidden to be independent from corrupt politicians.
The destiny of this nation is tied to God's plan for humanity, and the church is at the center of fulfilling God's destiny for Nigeria.
Especially at this very time when the country is very dicey, we expect the issue of unity.
Before assuming the position of CAN president, Daniel Oko has been involved in interfaith dialogue, serving as chairman organization of Institute of African Churches, a block of CAN, and vice president of the association from 2007 to 2013. In Abuja, Joseph Utsen, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammad Buhari congratulates Archbishop Daniel Oko, the General Superintendent of Christ Holy Church, on his election as the President of the Christian Association of Nigeria. The President notes that the election of Most Reverend Oko by the very important Christian body is a testament to his devotion to the Church of God in the country and beyond. His distinguished vocation as a Christian leader and abiding commitment to promoting interfaith dialogue, acknowledging the role CAN plays in fostering religious unity and harmony. The President trusts that the incoming President will continue to provide the needed leadership for the Church, praying that the tenure of Archbishop Oko in this new phase of ministry will be marked with success. The President urges CAN to support him during his tenure. Similarly, the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, also congratulates Reverend Daniel Oko on his election as the president of CAN. Asiwaju Tinubu notes that the new CAN leader is a worthy successor whose tenure as CAN president will be characterized by exceptional commitment, principle, and wisdom. President Muhammad Buhari sends his greetings to Amanayabo of Tuan Brass, King Alfred Yete Spieth, on his 80th birthday. In a statement, President Buhari congratulates the elder statesman for many years of service to his community, nation, humanity, and putting his wisdom and experience to the development of the nation. The press joins family, friends, and associates to celebrate King Yete Spieth on the auspicious occasion as he turns an octogenarian. President Buhari prays for long life, good health, and strength for the Amanayabo of Tuan Brass. Time to pause here. Let's head to Lagos, where Michael is standing by with some reports. Nice to see you, Michael.
Nice to see you, Elizabeth. Perennial flooding in Lagos has continued to pose a threat to residents. Despite associated risks and disasters, allegations are that many of the unfriendly environmental actions aggravate flooding in the state. Anna Daniels will tell us why and solutions proffered by concerned authorities to mitigate flooding in the metropolis.
3 weeks after days of rainfall that climaxed on the 9th of July with series of disasters, some Lagosians are still agonized and counting their losses.
It's raining like this. I can't stay inside the house with my kids. My kids cannot stay inside. Even if I enter the sitting room, the water will pass my waist.
All the property that I chartered motor to carry from Ijebu, I lose everything because of this flood.
In Lagos alone, 5 lives were lost, including 3 children from the same parents.
My respondents blamed this on the state of canals and drainage channels in the state.
Water just comes back from the canal and flows into the street and overtakes the street.
Their claim may be right or not. However, some conspicuous pointers speak volumes. These drains, for instance, connected to several canals, are barely effective.
The width of the canal now, we cannot establish it because houses have been built on it. Just all around here, so because it's from here even down to the other side of the estate.
Issue is, don't build at all on a floodplain area. Floodplain area means the right of way. The water must find its natural course. Once you obstruct the water, and if it gets to a level, it will take its own course.
This canal at Iwaya area of Lagos, these respondents agree, is what a normal canal should look like.
They told all the houses beside the canal that they should give them 15 feet both sides. Assuming Loma wanted to come and park the canals, their motor will be walking on that 15 feet, 15 feet. So it will be easier for them to park. So that is what we are still expecting government to come and do for our canal here.
Until that happens, Lagosians fear they may have to continue to grapple with the challenge of perennial flooding in the state. In Lagos, Annie Daniels, NTA News.
As a factor of production, raw materials impact negatively on the price of a commodity, especially when they are not readily available or easily accessible. A sector where the scenario is currently playing out is the bread industry, where a major shortfall in supply of wheat flour is now a national concern. In the report, Ruth Aria Samuel takes a look at how bakers in the country are coping and what alternatives are there on the table.
Bread is one thing we Nigerians don't joke about. Especially me, I don't joke about bread.
According to statistics, a total of about 10 million loaves of bread is produced annually in about 1 million bakeries spread across the country. While this record explains how the bakery subsector dominated by bread contributes to national economy, it lacks the capacity to soothe Nigerians who can now barely cope with the rising cost of the food item. For instance, a loaf of bread which once sold for about 150 to 500 naira now goes for between 300 to 1,000 naira. And the cost of other pastries too has gone up due to the increase in cost of wheat.
The bread, they really affect us. See bread for 250, see bread 100 naira.
Olubumi Oluwarotimi runs a bakery in Lagos. While offerings from her bakery are much in demand, Bumi, like many other operators in the sector, is bothered about a spike in the cost of wheat flour, the chief ingredient in bread baking, and the sharp decline in her profit margin.
Flour that we used to buy for 14,000, 15,000 is now a whooping 28,500. That is if we are even buying at a good price. The ripple effect of all these things is not so fascinating for us.
Because we have to maintain quality, we have not compromised. We have decided to reduce the size. Now, in reducing the size, people complain that the cakes are small.
With an end to the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia, two powerhouses in grain production not anywhere in sight yet, shortfalls in wheat supply remains an unsavory reality, making the search for homegrown alternative a must.
Another alternative that I know is available in Nigeria is the red potato. The red potato paste, I've read about it. A couple of other bakers have told me about it. But up till now, it is not readily available in the country for us to use.
Along with other indicators, current insufficiency in wheat flour supply brings into sharp focus the imperative of food security in the country. Ruth Ariel Samuel.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay.
Information passed down for generation.
Come to the National Center for Women Development, a home away from home. With our beautifully renovated hotel, the center can also boast of a 1,700-seater auditorium for conferences. The edifice has an African, continental, and Arabian restaurants, a daycare creche for nursing mothers. There is also an ICT department for computer training, and also a training department for catering, tailoring, and hairdressing. For more information, please contact the National Center for Women Development, Tafab Way, opposite the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN headquarters, Central District Area, Abuja, or telephone 070-511-1163. National Center for Women Development, rebranding, restructuring, and repositioning.
We are the dynamic global energy company of choice, steering the course of Nigeria's biggest export industry. With years of commitment, delivering greater value and improving lives. NNPC is transformed to better meet your everyday energy needs and retain the position as the largest contributor to the Nigerian economy, generating clean, sustainable energy with integrity, excellence, and creating value for all stakeholders. We are NNPC Net.
How do you put the extra in ordinary? Well, you take an ordinary task and you put in some extra passion, extra vibe, extra work. And the expertise of your trusted partner, taking the extra steps to birth the extraordinary experience that tomorrow will be. Whoever you are, whatever your dream, you can count on us to walk the long road with you till you achieve it. Move to Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers today and let us help you retire well. Call 01-271-6000. Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Oh, Grace, you've got places to be, and this chump has forgotten something, but he must trust you, leaving you with his basket. Time to take matters into your own hands. Grab that papaya. Now, make a mess of it.
Bing bang ding, bing bing bang, bam bam bang, bing bang ding, bam bam.
You're always running around. Keeping up with you needs a comforting touch from Huggies with the right stretch for how much you move. Huggies pants comfortably fit baby's tummy. Their 360-degree comfort fit waistband makes them easy to open and pull off and on, so baby can keep on exploring and you keep doing great, Mom.
Now in a new look pack.
We are back. It's Dangote Bag of Goodies Season 3. Yeah.
Spell Dangote and become a multi-millionaire. Category 1. Pick up the scratch card in bags of Dangote cement and win instantly. Category 2. Pick up the scratch cards in bags of Dangote cement to spell DANGOTE and qualify to win ₦1,000,000 star prize. Category 3. Pick up the scratch cards in bags of Dangote cement to spell DANGOTE and qualify to win ₦5,000,000 mega star prize. When you pick an alphabet with an eagle, one of the alphabets must carry the Dangote Eagle logo for you to win the mega star prize. Terms and conditions apply.
You're still watching the network news. If Nigeria had fought the kind of battles as some African countries fought for their independence, Nigerians would have learned to play politics devoid of tribal and religious differences. These are the words of National Chairman of All Progressives Congress, Abdoulaye Adamu, while hosting his counterpart from the ruling party of Burundi in Abuja, Saliu Granar reports.
Reach out to the ruling parties in Africa and see that we begin to sing the same song.
Indeed, it might be a song by the old and the young democratic nations in the African continent, whose rhythm will be to promote good governance, tackle poverty, and build infrastructure identified as basics for development. National Chairman of APC Abdoulaye Adamu affirmed that the visit to Nigeria by the National Chairman of Burundi's ruling political party, Reverend Ndekuriyo, is a step in the right direction.
We have one thing which is common to all of us, like I said a while ago: poverty, illiteracy, backwardness, disease. We have a common battle to fight. I want to assure you that the APC, a ruling party in Nigeria, is addressing those issues.
Our aim is that the partnership between the two parties, ruling parties in both countries, will help the population from the both countries to be able to do business well and to have good cooperation.
Burundi is a constitutional republic with a multi-party system where the president is both head of state and head of government. In the same vein, the women wing of APC National Working Committee is engaging various women groups at a strategic meeting in order to positively transform their numerical strength to voting strength.
Concentrate on the mission and the goal you want to achieve. There is no agent between us and every Nigerian woman.
The women have resolved to harmonize their thoughts to operate as a family. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Pursuant to the recent change in the leadership of the Federal Road Safety Corps, the acting Corps Marshal Dauda Ali Biu, whose appointment by the President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, took effect from the 24th of July 2022, has charged commanding officers across board to caution operatives under their purview against patrol misconduct and unprofessional behavior in the discharge of their duties. The charge came during his inaugural virtual meeting with the Zonal Commanding Officer of the Corps, where he directed the 12 Zonal Commanding Officers to visit component commands under their jurisdiction of influence to assess their immediate needs, challenges, and forward reports of such visits to the national headquarters for urgent intervention. And for more reports on the news, let's join Amina in Kaduna. Hello, Amina.
Elizabeth, welcome to Kaduna Network Center. As part of the ongoing migration process from analog to digital learning environment in public schools in Kaduna, the state government has launched second phase of the program through the distribution of electronic gadgets for record keeping and students' attendance register. Umar Ajingi reports that this is a major step towards keeping accurate data.
Public schools in Kaduna State have been operating manual academic activities. Teaching and learning environment remains same as obtainable in other states of the Federation without any attempt of initiating technology-driven learning environment. However, coronavirus pandemic has pushed Kaduna State to adopt a school system through e-learning program. to enable students learn from home.
It's not rocket science, and we are confident that with our additional training programs, that the teachers will be very conversant.
Record keeping is an integral part of academic activities which help policymakers to project. Kaduna State government selected 4,000 head teachers in the first phase of digital register electronic gadgets for school records.
We've actually asked all head teachers to submit the names of their children by class and by arm, which they all did, and is uploaded to our main server. The main server now has all record of every child in all of these schools.
The idea is to identify those gaps, and we have identified teachers who need computer training. But these applications are simple.
The promotion of ICT in public schools by the state government will no doubt ensure precision in data collection and preservation. In Kaduna, Umar Ajingi, NTA News.
The federal government is to provide a legal framework that will promote genuine and quality agrochemicals to farmers, which will guarantee bumper harvests in the country. Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Muhammad Abubakar, said the idea is to stop circulation of substandard pesticides in Nigeria's markets. Muhammad Ali reports that the minister was speaking at a sensitization workshop organized for farmers and suppliers of agrochemicals in Kano.
Agriculture remains the mainstay of Nigeria's economy and one of the priorities of the present administration. It is against this backdrop that the federal government embarked on sensitization on a new draft that will regulate the business to Sabangari Market, Kano, aimed at broadening the knowledge and create further awareness among farmers and other stakeholders.
This program of sensitization is to ensure quality control of the agrochemical products across the country to ensure national food security by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, telling them to avoid bringing substandard agrochemicals into the market so as to destroy our ecosystem.
We have to avoid adulteration. We have to avoid charging the farmers so that we produce at the maximum level like other nations.
The minister says his ministry has commenced registration of all dealers of agrochemicals and fertilizers to ensure that farmers and other end users buy the product from reputable and accredited dealers for safety and quality assurance. Muhammad Ali, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Network News continues in Abuja with Elizabeth after these messages.
That your perfect family may be under threat by germs. Germs can cause infectious disease. These infectious diseases are amongst the biggest killers of adults and children. Illness-causing germs are everywhere. In unclean bathing water, on your clothes, dirty surfaces, on cuts and wounds. To protect your family from germs, use the power of Dettol's 1 capful. In your bathing water, for your laundry, for surface cleaning, for first aid, and to protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol Sure.
We are the dynamic global energy company of choice, steering the course of Nigeria's biggest export industry. With years of commitment, delivering greater value and improving lives, NNPC is transformed to better meet your everyday energy needs and retain the position as the largest contributor to the Nigerian economy, generating clean, sustainable energy with integrity, excellence, and creating value for all stakeholders. We are NNPC Water.
Music is fuel that fires up our souls. Today, African music has a dominant place on the world map. This massive music movement creating waves across the globe.
I have seen the evolution and the growth of this industry.
But every movement starts with a story. And the best place to start any story is at the very beginning.
It's a primordial energy that can only have come from Africa.
Have your PVC ready. Conduct yourselves orderly. Join the queue. Cast your vote secretly. Thumbprint correctly. Do not waste your vote. Do not sell your vote.